everyone. Hope you enjoyed last week's interview with Colin Calderwood. This week I'm joined by Snore legend Allan Jenkins. You started off at the Crying Boys Club. What's your memories from that time?
Hey Ryan pal, hope you're well. Thank you very much for making me next on your list of your interviews. I've thoroughly enjoyed watching them all so far, so thanks very much again for asking me. Question 1, you started off your football career at Lochryne. What are your memories about your time at the club? Lots of random great memories. Joined Lochryne when I was 7, and to be honest Ryan, really nervous about going to training for the first time. So much so that I think I ended up turning up late because I didn't want to go for some strange reason. I think it was a uncertainty of going into a new environment with boys from different schools who you didn't know and things like that. But I'm so thankful that I did go. Going into those wee gym halls at the academy with the goals that were painted onto the wall in white paint, and just some great times going to Dam Park, the Lucas Aid tournament, go to tournaments in here. Lots and lots of wonderful times. Going to the old, playing at the West Fruch with the old wooden goalposts. What the young ones don't know, they're born these days. But some fantastic memories. I was fortunate enough, my first coaches John McCutcheon, Peter Wilson, my dad. Lots of great times. The one kind of vivid memory for me, strange enough, is it was the first time we ever got to do diving headers and overhead kicks. Tommy McBride used to put the crash mats out and you would do diving headers and overhead kicks, which was magnificent. We were fortunate enough to get a visit from Colin Calderwood, probably Lochryne's most famous ex-player, who came when he was playing with Swindon to give awards out one day, and that was a huge highlight, looking at a real footballer and somebody to aspire to. But Lochryne, fantastic boys club, fantastic memories, all indebted to Tommy McBride, who's a wonderful, wonderful football man, and I'm delighted that the club, I know it's approaching its 50th anniversary very soon. I'm delighted it's in the good hands of another great guy, Billy Holmes, and he's ably supported by lots of mums and dads who help volunteer on and off the pitch. Good memories.
You had the chance to move to England to play when you were younger. Would you change anything if you went back?
Yep, Ryan, I did have the chance to go to England, and I went on various trials: Blackpool, Blackburn, Man City, Fulham, Ipswich. Some successful and some unsuccessful. Ultimately, I had the chance to go and sign YTS forms with Fulham and with Ipswich. I think later in life you'll know you just go where you got feeling, and my gut was that I wanted to be at home, close to my family, who are needed for that kind of support network and who helped guide me through my career, and I wanted them close by, and I like being with my friends. So also at that time, Campbell Money had introduced me to Reserve League West football, where I was getting a chance to play with boys who are not only teenagers but also boys coming back for injury, both in the Stranraer team and in the opposition, and I just felt as though I had an opportunity to maybe break through quicker and play some first team matches. Ultimately as well, the coaches in England probably saw me playing centre half, and I really wanted to play centre midfield, which I played for most of my career. So no, I wouldn't go back and change anything. I think everything happens for a reason, and I look back at the career that I've had for probably about 700 odd games, close to 700 games. I think I've did okay. So no, I certainly wouldn't go back and change anything.
You made your debut for Snore when you were at school instead of Paperboy. How did it feel?
Yep, making my debut for the club while I was still at school and still working as a paper boy was very surreal, but a great experience. I actually made my debut as a trialist a few weeks after my 16th birthday in a 2-each draw with Forfar at Stair Park. I played a few games with the reserves and Campbell threw me in. I think probably the one that I'm probably most known for is my kind of first start as a signed player was against Hibs at Easter Road. Hibs had been relegated from the Premier League and Stranraer had won promotion from the second division, so they met each other in the first division. 13,000 people at Easter Road, a Tom Black penalty and a Jason Young wonder goal. Got us a 2-0 lead, and we hung on by our fingernails, quite literally got a battering from Hibs from the moment Jason made it 2-0, and but we hung on and won 2-1. Just totally great experience. I mean, going from playing reserve league football, probably the previous season playing with Air Boswell, youth football, to suddenly going to Easter Road playing against established Premier League players in front of a massive crowd. Great to look back on, and probably one of the best results in Stranraer's history. And I'm thankful to be part of it, and it certainly set me on the way to a decent enough career.
You played 208 games for Stranraer. What was your memories from that time?
208 games for Stranraer, yep. Memories over 8 years, both good and bad. Breaking into the team as a local youngster is great, because you get the admiration and you get the praise from the locals. But yeah, there's also the flip side to that when it's tough, and when all the other players leave to go back to their home in Glasgow after match day, you're left in the town. And if things haven't went well on a Saturday, you could also be the target for local people to vent their frustration at, which was tough. Listen, I love playing for my hometown team, and it gave me a fantastic grounding, and that's why I'm still involved with the club to this day. So I don't think over the course of my 8 years in Stranraer we played in the same division twice. We were a bit of a yo-yo club. Ultimately, the good memories are the promotions. The bad memories are the relegations. But you take something for every experience and you use it in your career going forward. So lots of great memories, and I'm sure I'll touch on them later.
You won the third division and you were made captain to 2003 and 2004. What was your memory from that time?
Winning the third division as captain was a huge honour for me. We'd been relegated the previous season under Billy McLaren, and Neil Watt and Stuart Miller had come in, and Neil had made the decision to make myself captain and kind of rebuild the squad to get us through that division. And I think we kind of went into the season really not sure of what our chances were. I think the second game or the third game we went away to Peterhead and we were losing, and our season turned when Neil Watt he changed Allan Grant up front for Davy Graham. Davy came on, scored 2, we won 2-1 and never looked back since. A fantastic season. We scored loads of goals, played great attacking football. One important thing was our team never really changed. We were very lucky. A lot of continuity and consistency within that team. 1 to 11, it didn't alter too much, which is hugely important during a season. And listen, we had good players. We had very, very good players within that team who went on to play at a senior level, and a lot of them went on to have great careers. But to be a local boy and to suffer the kind of low of relegation, to bounce back and to captain the team to a promotion was magnificent, and something I'm very proud of.
Straight after you got promoted into the first division, How did it feel scoring the important goal?
After the 2003-04 season, when we won promotion, we obviously moved into the first division, and again, as you kind of come in as the underdogs from everyone else on the outside looking in, within the dressing room, within the squad, and with Neil and Stuart leading us, there was a real sense of confidence that we might have a successful season, and a real belief. You can never predict anything in football, and we just seemed to again go on a good run, gain some momentum. Our task became a bit tougher when we lost David Graham to Gretna halfway through the season, but we stuck at it and kept ourselves at the right end of the table and kept ourselves in with a shout. And obviously the memorable game against Morton, where it was nip and tuck. They had a chance of promotion. If they'd have beat us, they'd have taken it to the last game. So a draw was enough for us. We went behind to a Peter Weatherston header, and Morton really got their tails up 3 or 4 minutes before half time it was. And thankfully, as I say, we got a free kick. Murray Henderson took a long ball, flicked on by myself to Kevin Finlayson, who played it to Michael Moore, and I've continued to make my run, and Michael's looped a pass into my path and closed my eyes and volleyed it and hoped for the best, and thankfully it sailed past David McGurn. And again, much similar to the Hibs game, we did hang on a wee bit. Morton were as expected, throwing everything at us, but we hung on, and to go back-to-back promotions for a club like Stranraer was unheard of. To do it as captain was extra special, and that goal certainly rates as one of my career highlights.
Quite simply, Morton had to win. Andy McLaren's cross and Peter Weatherson's header gave them that vital advantage 5 minutes before the break. But just 2 minutes later, the home side hit back in spectacular style. Michael Moore won the header. 2 incisive touches later, and Allan Jenkins played a captain's part. How about this for a goal to clinch promotion? Jenkins is a hometown boy, but has been watched by at least one SPL club. And if he does fancy a shot at the big time, there could be no better advert than this. Neil Watt's men were hemmed in for most of the second half. To their credit, Morton threw everything at them. Michael McGovern had to be at his best to bat away this rifled shot from Chris Templeman. Andy McLaren was a constant threat for the Capello side. His teasing run and cross saw Morton come close. It was true backs-to-the-wall stuff, but Stranraer bravely clung on. Eventually that final whistle went. Promotion was secure.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, it was amazing last year doing it in the first season. To go up the next year and do it 2 years in a row is a phenomenal achievement for these players. I can't speak highly enough of them.
What about that strike for the equaliser? That's the goal. That must be very special for you.
It was. Still trying to work out where it came from, but I'll take it. Just fell nicely for me. A great ball for Mick. I've just hit it, and thankfully it's went in, and it's proved to be a decisive goal. So delighted, absolutely delighted.
So promotion twice in 2 years is a remarkable achievement.
It's absolutely brilliant. A lot of people wrote us off at the start of the season, and we proved them wrong. And the boys deserve a lot of credit, and so does the manager and everybody about the club. So I say we're delighted, and we'll go and enjoy it now. So I'm trying to think back.
Then you moved to Gretna to help them get promoted into the Premiership. What was your highlights from that time?
Moving to Gretna at the time was exactly what I wanted. To be honest, I'd been at the club. I've been at Stranraer for seven and a half years, and I wanted to ultimately go and play full-time football and test myself to see whether I could make it at that level. Gretna were the up-and-coming team. They were being bankrolled through the leagues, and I wanted to leave. I thought it was important that the club Stranraer received some sort of compensation and a transfer fee, because I could have left at the end of the season for free. So I left in the January and ultimately stepped back a division. Stranraer were in League One and Gretna were in League Two, albeit they were miles clear and destined to win it. Stepped back, moved to full-time football and go to a different squad with some real good players who played at the top level. Was another challenge for me. I went and I think I played about 100 games probably for Gretna over the course of the time I was there. And it ended with us getting promotion to the Premier League. So to go and I'd won the 3rd division, 2nd division, 1st division. So to go and test myself in the Premier League was a dream come true. To go and play in places like Ibrox and Parkhead and Tynecastle, which was a great atmosphere. The highlight in the Premier League was I was fortunate enough to score the winning goal against Dundee United in Gretna's first ever victory in the Premier League, which was a real highlight, particularly given during the close season, as football is not always a smooth road. Football's got tough challenges along the way, and in the close season between the first division and the Premier League, the club had actually said that if I could find another club, I was free to leave. But I was determined that I'd worked hard to get my opportunity in the Premier League, and I wanted to continue to force my way into the squad, and worked hard during pre-season. Come the first game of the season against Falkirk in the Premier League, fortunately I managed to change the manager's thoughts, and I started the game and played a lot of games in the Premier League. So good memories. Gretna was a great story, and one I don't think we'll ever see the likes of again. And I was just thankful to be part of it, because it set me on my path to full-time professional football.
People question why you moved to Ireland to play, but it turns out it was actually a really good decision. What was your highlights playing across the water?
Yeah, after I decided to leave Greenock Morton and make the venture across to Ballymena, the move was just right for me at the time. The world had changed, my family life had changed, and I had to make a decision that was right for myself. Obviously, it helped the fact that my good pal Cutchy was there, and I went over and saw the set-up in Ballymena, and it was a fantastic club. Did I think I'd be there for 6 years? Probably no. And obviously after I've left, I sometimes scratch my head as to the kind of regard and the way that people think of me over there after my career. I was kind of inducted into the Hall of Fame when I left, and back for a Legends match and things like that. So very, very humbling, but something I'm very proud of. Great club with a vast amount of great people involved in it, and that's probably the highlight of my career in Ireland is the people that I met, and I was fortunate enough to be part of what I consider a great club, and we won the first kind of major trophy that the club had won in 20 odd years, and I was very, very lucky to score the first goal in the League Cup final, and for personal reasons that was probably the biggest highlight of my time on a football pitch. But it was a great move, a club that I hold very dear to my heart, and I will always do. But yeah, delighted I made the move. It was a great way to kind of finish my career, so to speak, at a senior level, and I'm friends for life.
You are still playing and winning at age 38. What is your secret?
No real secret to still playing and winning at 38. I mean, the reason I'm still playing is genuinely because I love the game. It's simply the best game in the world, and I would urge any young boy or girl who plays football to keep playing it and keep loving the game, because for me it's the best sport in the world, and I'm thankful that I got a chance to have a career and get paid for something that I love doing. At 38 it becomes a bit tougher on the body, and I can assure you my knee is never thankful every time I step on a pitch now and again, but I love it, and I will continue to do it. And the secret to winning for me at 38 is probably surrounding yourself with good players, which at the reserve team we're very fortunate to have a great squad with the right ability, but ultimately the right mentality. They train fantastically well, and they play the way they train, which is a great trait to take with you through your career. I'll keep playing, and as long as I possibly can. And on one side of it, it allows me to help. It allows me to help young players when I can play. If I play centre half, I can go and talk to the fullbacks, the young fullbacks and the young centre halves and goalkeepers and midfielders in front of me, and hopefully they can gain an understanding of the game. When you go and play centre half, all you have to do is organise the people in front of you and round about you to hopefully make sure the ball doesn't come to you, and I don't need to do much running, which as I say, my knee doesn't want to do anymore. But listen, as I say, started earlier on, it's the best game in the world, and I'll play it as long as I can.
Who's the best player you've played against and why?
Over the years, I've been fortunate enough in practice matches and in competitive matches to play against some great players. Probably the player who's played at the highest level that I've played against is Michael Allan, who's obviously represented England and scored at the international stage, in World Cups and European finals. We played him in a bounce game in his comeback game at Newcastle's training ground. So he might be the most successful player that I've played against in terms of what he's achieved in the game. Best player: Pedro Mendes, Scott Brown, Nakamura, Barry Ferguson, McGeady, wonderfully talented. If you had to push me, I would say Barry Ferguson. Closely run by Scott Brown, I must add. That they were the best that I played against. It gave me a lot of, kind of gives you a yardstick of where you are and what you need to do to get to the level they're at. Just they made the game look so simple. They always looked as though they had lots of time in the ball, never flustered. Always had a picture of what they wanted to do with the ball. Great desire. They were leaders within their team. And listen, they had great careers at the highest level with the Old Firm. So Barry Ferguson, closely run by Scott Brown. The biggest lesson I got in football was when I was at 18 or 19 and Stranraer played Celtic in a Scottish Cup match, and I played against Neil Lennon. Neil Lennon had a lot of critics for perhaps the way he was built. That's just the way he was built. Genuinely could not get near the guy. He got it and he passed it 5 yards, and you go and chase somewhere else, and he got it back and he passed it 5 yards, and you thought, wow, that's the key to being a good footballer. Making the game simple, keeping possession of the ball, just kept his team ticking over. So Neil Lennon. Oh, and a guy that everybody might know, Henrik Larsson, also played in that game, and I think he went on to do quite well as well. So, yeah.
What's the best 1 to 11 players you've played with?
Ryan, the 1 to 11 of the best players is a tough question. I've been racking my brains to try and think of the players that I've played with over a 20-year career. And who to include and who not to include. The easy answer, Ryan, would be the 2003-4 team at Stranraer. That obviously went on and won back-to-back promotions for the club. The best group, the best dressing room, the best team that I've been involved with. That would be the easy answer, but I'll try and be a wee bit more creative and give you a flavour of the players and clubs that I've played for. Goalkeeper would be Kevin Cuthbert, who I played with at Greenock Morton. For me, Cat had everything that you needed to be a goalkeeper. He was a great organiser, commanded his area, kicked the ball really, really well, which is important in the modern day goalkeeper. Made great stops at very, very vital times, and someone who you knew you were in good hands when with Cat in between the sticks. So Cat, Cuthbert in goals. Full back, so would be Jim Irvin, who I played with at Ballymena. Jim is an Irish League legend. He played with Linfield for 10 years, won everything in the game, joined Ballymena. Unfortunately had a very, very bad injury at the start of his Ballymena career when he tore his cruciate. But the character he is, he battled back and performed week in, week out, 8 out of 10 every week, right back, solid defender, very, very good one-on-one, a great leader, someone I'm delighted that I got a chance to share a dressing room and a pitch with, because wee Jimbo's a terrific player. Other side would be somebody who I played with at Stranraer, who played further forward as a wing back in my time at Stranraer, but I'll get him in at left back, would be Lee Sharp. Sharpie's a great pro, played well late into his career because he looked after himself right, trained really hard, was so fit. And listen, played with Dundee and Ayr United. He played at a good level, because he had good ability. He could go by people, and a great left peg to whip some great crosses in. But just a consistent performer. So Sharpie for me at left back. Two centre halves. One would be Stuart Grecian, who I played with at Morton, who was a warrior, a mountain of a man. So strong and aggressive in both boxes. Would often come off the pitch battered and blooded with cuts and bruises, because he would be able to put his body on the line to defend and to win. And just, as I say, a man mountain of a guy. On the left centre half would be someone who I shared a kind of similar journey through Stranraer with, Fraser Wright. Fraser was a real top class defender, and that was evidenced by the fact that he went on and had a great career with both Kilmarnock and St Johnstone at the top level in Scotland. And delighted for him because he's a great guy. And listen, won a big honour, played with St Johnstone in Europe and won the Scottish Cup with him. So Fraser for me, two of them would be a strong centre back partnership. Just in front of them screening would be Stevie Aitken. Played with Ginge for a number of years at Stranraer, and Ginge, the reason Ginge is in the team, one is because he's a very good footballer. For me, it allowed me to do my job and play the game I wanted to play, and make runs forward and bomb into the box, and I knew I had that security of Ginge sitting. He was so disciplined, knew his role within the team, make simple passes but important passes, would keep the team ticking over. So Ginge and sitting in midfield. In front of him would be Gavin Skelton. Played with Gav at Gretna, and again similar to the likes of Sharpie and Jim Irvin, a guy who would perform consistently week in, week out, chip in with important goals and assists at his time at Gretna. And I was delighted that when the Gretna story sadly came to an end, it was fitting that Gav scored the last goal for them in their last Premier League game against Hearts, and they won 1-0, went on to manage Queen of the South, and now is involved at Carlisle. But aye, Gav Skelton, great player. Beside him, Michael Tidser. I played with Tids at Greenock Morton. Came across Tids. We played Scotland under 19s in a bounce game at training one day for Morton, and Tids was playing in the middle of the park, and not just me who was playing against him, but other midfielders and other boys were raving about who this kid was. The best and most talented kid I've ever seen play the game. Went on to have a good career with Morton, went down to England, and then was playing with Falkirk recently. I could see passes that no other people could see. More importantly, he could make passes that no many other people could make. So Tids was a supremely talented boy. In front of them, and this is definitely not an old pals act, it would be Cutchy. Cutchy is widely regarded in Ireland as a fantastic player, and rightly so. A genius on the football pitch, the best finisher I've played with. I often find myself, and I laugh, because when I play centre half now for the reserves at times and Cutchy plays, and if he gets a chance, I can feel myself commentating as the game's going on. When it falls to his feet, I feel myself going goal, because I know he'll just put that reverse on it and put it into the corners. 9 times out of 10 I'm right, and I know he's a Lachlan coach as well, so the players under him are in good hands. So Cutchy would play in the hole. Up front, real tough one between Michael Moore and Peter Wellerston. Michael was part of the best team that I played for. So I'm going to side with Peter here. Peter Wellerston, Spoonsy, played with Spoonsy at Morton. And again, similar to Ginger, I love playing with Spoonsy because he allowed me to make those runs into the box and get beyond the strikers. So strong. You knew when the ball went into him that it would stick, and you could make those runs forward. Great footballing brain. He knew how to link the play and bring others on to play, and scored a lot of goals for Morton, for Queen of the South. And along with him would be in my eyes, the best player I've played with, which would be David Graham. Davey just could turn games on his own, which he did for that kind of season and a half where we were so successful before he moved to Gretna. Scored great goals, could take the ball, could take the ball in a run and take 3-4 people out of the game. Lightning quick, and he would certainly complement to Spoonsy with Cutchy behind him. So I hope that answers your question. There might be some unknown names in there, but I think that's a very, very strong team.
You're now the head of youth development in Snore. How did it feel getting into coaching?
Yep, I always thought about getting into coaching right early on. Even when I was at playing with Snore, when I was just early 20s, I would do the SFA coaching, and it was actually another local coach, Mickey Dugan, who's somebody I hold in high regard, who I used to help him do the mini kickers at the Ryan Centre. And then ultimately I went and played full-time football, and I think coaching helps you understand the game better. For one thing, I would have liked to have done my badges earlier, but I've been fortunate enough to get through most of them. I've only got one more to go in terms of my licences. So I love coaching. It's a way to keep involved with the game, because ultimately I want to play as long as I possibly can, but that'll not go on much longer. And coaching, I just want to pass on some knowledge to the younger players within the town, to give them the same opportunity that somebody gave me years ago. And the one thing I do like about coaching is ultimately there's no right or wrong way to coach. It's about your beliefs and how you want to play the game, and as long as you justify them, then that's what I would always tell any other coach in the area. You do it your way, and stick to your guns and stick to your beliefs of how the game should be played, because as I say, it's a game of opinions. But I love coaching. I love being on the training field, and I'm sorely missing it just now, and hopefully it'll get back. And we can help the players go for youth team to reserves and hopefully into the first team at Stranraer.
You've played under some great managers. Has that helped your development as a coach?
Yeah, fortunate enough to play under great managers, and that have all kind of helped me go through the levels. Campbell Money obviously gave me my chance by throwing me in at the deep end, so to speak, against Hibs all those years ago. And then he left, and then the next part of my development was to try and establish myself in the first team. And I was fortunate that Billy McLaren at Stranraer liked me as a player, showed faith in me. Was a hard taskmaster and wanted to win, but I took a lot of qualities for Billy and carried them forward. Next would be Stuart and Neil. Neely was a great manager. Knew how to get the best out of that group, him and Stuart, because it was a great dressing room, and it just needed somebody to guide it. The talent was there within the dressing room, and it just needed Neil and Stuart to guide us, and we were very successful. And two people who I still keep in contact with, and I learned a lot under them. And then I went through with Gretna and with Greenock Morton, playing under various managers, and then right to my kind of last manager in Ireland, a guy called David Jeffrey, who has won everything with Linfield and is the most decorated coach in Irish football. Him and his assistant manager Brian McLaughlin. I probably watched them more later in my career because I knew that the time was right. I was going to be making that move into coaching, and I kind of watched how they conducted themselves. But yeah, you take a bit for everybody, and then you ultimately find what's right for you. And I'm still finding how I want to be as a coach or a manager. I'm looking forward to that journey when it comes. But the experiences along the way certainly help.
do you have any funny football stories?
Funny stories for football, loads. Some definitely no broadcastable on social media. One that I'll share with you that I think's funny is when we were at Stranraer under Neil and Stuart. The dressing room before the game, the music's blasting. An assistant manager would come in, and just before Neil would do his team talk, Stuart would go to the toilet into the cubicle at Stair Park, which is off the main dressing room. I think he'd maybe pre-match nerves, so he would go and get rid of the nerves, and the music was blasting. So he went and, as usual, went and started in the toilet, and we'd all a plan that 10 seconds after he went into the toilet and was about to do what he needed to do, the music stopped and everybody was silent. And Stuart, God help him, was doing his best impression of a whoopee cushion, and amongst that and all the swearing, telling us where to go for listening to him. Childish, it was really, really childish, but we were in the hysterics at the dressing room, and that just kind of, that type of story summed up how together that dressing room was, and how successful it was, because it was a great dressing room. But listening to the assistant manager basically go to the toilet was so funny. He came out and he was raging. He was absolutely raging. So there we go, Ryan. I've answered your questions, Paul. I've really enjoyed answering them. It's great to reminisce on my career. I've probably talked for ages, as I always do, and I'm sure it'll take a bit of editing. But thank you again. I wish you, everybody connected with Lochrayan, good health just now. We all look forward to football coming back, and we look forward to your progression. Lochrayan's played an important part in footballers developing from this area, and I'm sure along with your good rivals from Millennium will be the grounding and the start of many future football careers to come. Cheers, Ryan. All the best.
Thanks, Allan, for this week's interview. I really appreciate all the time you've put into this. And everybody, just remember to like, subscribe and share and hit the bell symbol. Peace. Well done, Allan.
Thanks very much, Paul.
That's another medal to add to your collection.
Yep.
You did well today.
Thank you very much, I appreciate that. It was a tough game, but we got there in the end, and we got a wee bit of class for Gary McCutcheon to get us a winning goal, but I think we deserved it overall. So you never get tired of the habit of winning, so delighted, absolutely chuffed to bits. Over the rest of the season.
Well done.
Thank you very much. And what about you? Did you enjoy your day last night?
Yeah.
Top man.
Cheers, all.